Hello and welcome to this 11 lecture series on in Python programming language. Today we will see about the exception and how to handle that exception. When we are executing a computer program, we will find that during the execution there may be some certain error in the program. Now this error may occur due to before executing while parsing the program. So such errors we are terming them as a syntax error, and these errors are caused normally due to the some error in the writing the code, error in the syntax. Now this syntax error are also called as parse error or parsing errors, and we need to eliminate them before the execution of the program. And the other kind of error are called as runtime errors. So this we can say while compiling or interpreting program, this error occurred, but when we are executing that program, the error occurred are called as runtime errors. So what are our exceptions? Our exceptions are nothing but a runtime error. Now to understand, let us see some examples of different types of errors. Now here we have certain examples. The first one is, we have one while statement. While condition, what is condition? I less than 10. Suppose variable I is initially declared as I is equal to 2. Now while I is less than 10, is it correct? 2 is less than 10? Yes, true. Then the loop will execute. But here it will give a syntax error. Why? Because normally while loop we are writing a colon at the end of while loop. So if you forget to write the colon at the end of while loop, it will give an error called as syntax error. Okay, now take this another example. B is equal to 5 divided by 0. Suppose for a moment that here we have a variable a. Okay, b is equal to 5 upon a, and during the execution of a program, this a, the value of a is calculated and it turns to be a 0. Now the next expression, suppose it is b is equal to 5 upon a. So what will happen? The a value is 0, so 5 divided by 0, but it is not possible to divide any number by 0. So what will happen? It will give a error which is called as zero division error. Now one thing we should note, that every time a will not result into 0. It may take any value, it may take value 1, 2, 3, any, but when it will turn to 0, that time an error will occur. So such error is occurring at runtime error. So this we are calling it as a exception. Okay, so zero division error is a runtime error, we are calling it as a exception. Syntax error and these all remaining are all exception or runtime error. Okay, now this is common error occurred in the while writing the program. Now suppose we are sum is equal to sum plus 5. Now we know that we can do the dynamic initialization in Python. What is meant by dynamic initialization? We can initialize a variable, say sum is equal to sum plus 5. For a moment consider that instead of sum, here we have a variable a which is already declared and it has value 0. So what it will give? Sum is equal to 0 plus 5. So it will give the value 5 and that will be assigned to sum. But now sum is not declared at all, and what we are doing? We are using it in the expression. What is our expression? Sum is equal to sum plus 5. Sum is not declared. So if it is not declared, the runtime system don't know about this variable. So what it will give? It will give an error. What kind of error it will give? Name error. Now take one more example, that is roll number is a variable is equal to, here we may have division like a, b, c. So what we have initially written a string a. Remember we are calling it as a string, a single character string, because there is no character data type in Python. So I am calling it as a string. So string a plus 25. Now look at this here. Here we have a string and here we have integer. And in Python there is no any concatenation of string with an int. So what it will give? It will give an error called as type error. Again it is an error which occur runtime. So we are calling it as a exception. Then one common error which will occur is this one, which is called as value error. Now we know that in Python, if you want to read from the keyboard, what statement we are using? We are using this statement, input enter n. Now the value accepted from the keyboard, what type of it? It is of type string. Now if it is a number, we may need to convert it into number, or if it is an integer, we need to convert it into integer. So we are using here int. For type conversion we are using int. So why we are using here int? Int we are using to perform type conversion. Now if you are inputting a value, for example you are inputting a value 5. So what will happen? 5, here that 5 is a string. So we are type converting it into integer and that will be assigned to n. Okay, fine, no problem. But now if you are inputting a value g, now g is not a number. So when that int, a type conversion, is trying to convert that value into n, it will found that there is no such value which can be converted into int. So what it will give? It will give an error called as value error, which is a runtime error. We are calling it as a exception. So as there are number of such exceptions are occurring or runtime errors are occurring, so we must have certain mechanism to control this one or to handle this exceptions. That mechanism is called as exception handling. Now we'll see this exception handling mechanism through an example. So this example asks user for input until a valid integer has been entered. So it is asking an input value and that should be an integer. So if the user has entered the value like 5, then it's okay. But if the user has entered the value g, it will result into exception. If that results into exception, how that exception will handle, that we'll see in this example. So what is there? While true. So while true indicates what? It's an infinite loop. So colon, we saw that control statements are compound statements, so it must have a colon. Then see the instruction or statement which may call exception, that is written in the try block. So which block is called as try block? In the keyword try and except, whatever we are writing, that is called as try block or try clause. Here the statement n is equal to, where input enter a value of n. Now this is the prompt to the user, so the user will enter the value. That value will be converted into int with this type conversion and is assigned to n. Now if it is not, if it is a number, fine, what will happen? Next statement is break. It will come out of the loop. It will come up out of the loop, and what it will print? It will print value of n is n, 5. Now if you enter g, now see what will happen. N is equal to, now input enter value of n, g is taken. Now g, it is int of g. It is trying to convert int of g. But what will found? That no such number which has a string like g. So an error, runtime error will occur. If runtime error will occur, what will happen? This try block here, that exception occur, runtime error, it is called as exception will occur. So the system throws that exception to the except block. Okay, so where that exception will come? Except block, and that exception will match with this type of exception. Okay, so match, what exception occurred? Value error. So now what we have written here? Value error. Both are matching? Yes. If both are matching, what will it will do? It will execute the except clause or except block. So here we have written a single statement as wrong input, try again, and then again see, it is loop, it is not going out of loop because break is not executed. So again it will go and ask the user to enter the number. So when the correct number is entered, then only it will come out of loop and it will print the statement value of n is whatever value you have entered. Now there is one clause called as finally clause. So whether the exception occur or not, if exception occurred, except block will be executed. If exception not occurred, this block will not be executed. So whether the exception except block will execute or not, this finally block is always executed, and the intention behind using this finally class or finally block is to perform cleanup action that must be executed under all circumstances, irrespective of whether except is executed or not. So here we have written in finally one simple print statement. So here I am showing one more example which contains one function which take care of exception by writing or using exception handling mechanism. So what is the name of function? The name of the function is division. So in our next lecture we will see how the functions are written, but just see the syntax: define division a comma b colon, and in that function we are writing the exception handling mechanism. The instructions which may cause exception is written in the try clause. Then we have except. What exception is there? Zero division error. So if by mistake or certain, if user entered b is equal to 0, then this will be raised and it will be handled to except. So that will be compared with this one. If both are matching, then this statement will be executed. Else, if no exception, it is executed perfectly. For example, 5 upon 2. So y will get 2.5. In that case, else. So print y is equal to 2.5. This block will be executed. Whether the exception will occur or not, finally must execute. So here I am showing the example how it is executing. So we are calling this function by writing div 5 comma 2. So a value is 5 is passed, for b 2 value is passed. So here we will get the answer as 2.5. But if you call this function by sending a equal to 5 and b equal to 0, it will return into the error. In both the cases, what output it will be displaying, that is shown here. This is the first case output, this is the second case output, and it's an assignment for you. If you are giving input in this kind, what kind of exception will occur? So definitely it will be helpful. Now same example we'll see in the next class when we'll talk about the functions and how they are written in Python. So thank you.